Hey everyone, welcome back to your daily market wrap for Monday, June 22nd, 2026. Today's session closed out with a decidedly mixed feel. Let's break it all down. Starting with the major indices. The Dow Jones managed to eke out a modest gain, closing up 0.3% at 517.08. But the story was different on the tech-heavy side. The S&P 500 slipped 0.3% to 744.39. The Nasdaq fared even worse, dropping about 0.33% to finish at 737.95. So clearly, tech was the weak spot today. And speaking of tech, let's talk about the Magnificent Seven. Because wow, some big moves today. Alphabet led the decliners, dropping nearly 5% to close at $349.68. That is a significant single-day loss. Amazon wasn't far behind, falling 4.75% to $232.79. Microsoft also took it on the chin, down 3.18% to $367.34. Meta shed 2.32%. Closing at $563.85. The lone bright spot among the mega caps was Tesla. Shares rose 1.14% to finish at $405.05. So 4 out of 5 top movers in the red today. That's what dragged the Nasdaq lower. Now let's check in on commodities. Gold pulled back about 0.2%, settling at $384.59. Silver had a tougher session, declining just over 1% to 58.91. And oil took the biggest hit in the commodity space. WTI crude fell 1.90% to close at $112.69 a barrel. That's a notable decline and worth watching as we move through the week. Shifting over to crypto, and it's actually a quieter story there. Bitcoin edged up 0.3% to $63,891. Ethereum also posted a small gain, rising about 0.3% to $1,721.60. Crypto holding relatively steady while traditional markets showed some stress. Interesting divergence there. On the Forex front, we don't have updated currency pair data for you tonight. We'll get those numbers refreshed for tomorrow's update. Now let's hit some headlines making the rounds. Ken Griffin is making waves, firing back at critics and urging business leaders to, quote, fight for their city. That story is getting a lot of traction on Fox Business. Meanwhile, The Washington Post is highlighting how newsletter creators are becoming the new powerhouses in media. The kings of news are now landing right in your inbox. And in an interesting legal development, a lawsuit alleges that a Toyota charity took proprietary plans for an electric vehicle designed to help farmers. That's one to keep an eye on. So to wrap it all up, a mixed Monday for sure. The Dow showed some resilience, but mega-cap tech really struggled today. 4 of the top 5 Mag 7 movers closed deep in the red. Oil also took a meaningful hit. Watch for follow-through on these tech losses tomorrow. If names like Alphabet and Amazon continue sliding, that could put more pressure on the broader indices. Also keep an eye on crude oil near that $112 level. We'll be right back here tomorrow with your full update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.